Blues coach, joins us now here on 100% Footy. Loz, great to have you on the show. I heard you say a few times before you never thought you'd be back in this role, but here you are at a True Blues dinner. You've announced your team for Game 1. How's it feeling?
Yeah, it's great. It's been a busy day. I forgot how much media is involved in the build-up to a State of Origin contest, but very happy to be a part of it. We think we've picked the really good side, but we know what awaits us up there at Suncorp Wednesday week.
Loz, do you feel any pressure coming in this year off the back of a series victory, or you're just looking at the team and the squad now and looking to build on what they achieved in 2024?
Yeah, that's the way I'm looking at it, Cam. Just, we've got to be better because I know that Queensland will be. It's a powerful team. Tino's back into that squad, and any football team that he plays in makes it better. So we know the challenge up there. But, I think it's all about trying to be better than what we were last year because I know if we just play as well as we did last year, we're not going to get the result.
Lozzie, welcome back. Nathan Cleary didn't play in last year's series. Massive addition for the team. I'm wondering, did you have a chat with Nathan in the lead-up about the makeup of this team, his halves partner? What was your conversations like with Nathan in the lead-up to that team selection?
Yeah, no, I didn't have a discussion about the 5/8 partner. I just thought it'd be too much pressure on Nathan to make that decision. But the style of footy we want to play, it will suit Mitch. The combination of Nathan and Jerome has worked really well for Penrith, and it was hard to dismiss. But the way that I want to play and the way I think we can play will suit Mitch and Nathan, that combination, better.
There's a few question marks around Payne Haas and that quad injury, Loz. Have we got an update on his health?
Yeah, the good news, Smithy, is he came down to Sydney because I think if the scan had been really bad, then he wouldn't have made it down. He would have been ruled out.
Yep.
So he is in camp. He's not at the function here tonight. He's getting treatment. So, again, it's a matter of trying to settle it as quickly as we possibly can. And we'll give him enough time. How long we'll give him, we're unsure, but we'll give him every opportunity to be right.
And Laurie, a lot of preparation goes into these Origin series, and you've got watching a lot of games, doing selections, doing media and everything. You finally come into camp for day one. One of the questions I used to ask myself sometimes is, am I ready? I'm worried about everyone else being ready, about the camp being right and everything for the players, getting the right team, but then am I ready? Are you ready? I mean, you don't coach on a weekly basis. You haven't done for some time, talking to teams, talking about strategy. Then it's going to get down to half-time talks and all those sort of things as well. How well prepared are you?
Yeah, no, I'm extremely well prepared. Been getting out to a lot of football games, spending a bit of time in boxes, and we're lucky that we've got a lot of experience in and around our coaching setup. Craig Bellamy will be an enormous influence on the night on us younger coaches. Matty King has been part of the Roosters system for a long period of time. Dean Young's been a head coach, so I know what we'll face. I know the decisions that we'll have to make in a coach's box and how quickly you've got to make them. But no, I think I'm coach ready and ready to go.
Loz, I just wanted to ask you about Terrell May. A lot of talk about him not being picked, been fabulous for the West Tigers this year. I want to ask you as a coach two questions. One, what do you see when you're looking at a team and making the decision not to pick Terrell? And two, did that incident with him making the comments about chucking the New South Wales jersey in the bin have any bearing on your decision whatsoever?
Yeah, the second part of that question, no, it was no reason why he wasn't picked, but just the actions I was looking for from my other front rower, Max suited what I wanted to do. Canterbury have had a lot of injuries this year to their forward pack, and one constant's been Max King. And Max does things that go unnoticed by a lot of people. He's a different style of front rower to a number of guys. But what he does is selfless acts for the team. And in this type of football, we've got enough game breakers, but we need people who are prepared to work hard, fight hard, and do all the little things well. And under pressure, that holds up. And if you're doing it club-led, you'll do it at Origin-led.
Hey, Loz, you said Bellyache's going to be around the team this week and be there game day. Are you going to let him go in the coach's box during the game, or has he got a ban? Because we've all seen his antics up there in the coach's box throughout the games.
Well, we got a big cheer today in our first sort of meeting. It was all sort of a bit, heavy and excited, and you're talking to the players, and then I said, boys, and if you don't train well, I said, Craig's ready to give you almighty spray. So they had a bit of laugh out of that, and they want one. They were going, yeah, bring it on, Bellyache, bring it on. So that was a good moment in itself.
Well, Loz, welcome back to the New South Wales Origin coaching fold, mate, and all the best in the lead up to the opener in Brisbane on Wednesday week, mate.
Thanks for having me on, guys. Cheers.
Good on you. Laurie Daley joining us from the True Blues dinner tonight, as the Blues can let their hair down a little before the game faces are on. Gus, what do you make of the team that Laurie's announced in his return?
It's a strong team. The strength of this is probably why the players that missed out, the strength of the players that missed out on it. So, and he's got plenty of depth right through the series for injuries or losses and losses of form, but it's a team that can win. As I said, I think that the important part about going to Suncorp Stadium is to respect that fact, respect what Queensland are going to be like, and to make sure you go there with a strategy. Make sure you're going there with a plan. It's not just about the Origin courage and the Origin work ethic and all those sort of things. We overspeak that a lot. You're not going to out-courage Queensland. You're not going to outwork them, but you need a strategy and you need something to believe on. You're going to fall back under pressure because that's where they're going to need it most. And they're well served. I think a lot of these players are in good form. I think a lot of them are in better form, club form, than the Queenslanders are. I think there's a few Queenslanders that are struggling at club level. I think this is a winning team. I think they'll get the job done.
No turbo, but no outcry over that because it's a pretty stacked side as it is, and he's clearly not 100% fit.
No, and you can see that in the games that he's played for the most part of this year. He's had the knee heavily strapped for the last, 4 or 5 games that he's played, and he just doesn't look quite right physically, does he, Turbo?
No.
And it's a big risk taking. Look, everyone knows he's a class player. He's an elite player. But it's a huge risk taking someone in that isn't 100% fit, and he's clearly not that. It's a strong side that Loz has picked, particularly when you look at the outside backs. They do a lot of hard work coming out of their own end. Brian Toto, as we know, he's a massive meter eater. Zach Lomax, one game back from a foot issue, was outstanding on the weekend for Parramatta. He was great for the Blues last year as well. So, they got a powerhouse back line, or sort of outside backs. The one X factor for him is obviously Latrell. He's been playing fullback for the Bunnies, but hasn't spent a lot of time in the centres. He's a moments player though, Latrell. He's not going to be at the Queenslanders for 80 minutes. So for Queensland, they need to be good at reducing his moments, or the moments that they allow him to have, and be prepared that when the ball comes his way and he puts his hand up to have an impact, they got to be prepared to stop him. So
if he's New South Wales' X factor, and he probably is, he's got some point of difference to every other player.
Yeah.
Explain to me the decision to pick a rookie and Robert Toya to mark him.
Well, I think in Billy's press conference earlier today, he spoke about the matchup that the Roosters had against the Rabbitohs, and he did a fair job on him that night. So I think that's what Billy's very excited about with the Robert Toya selection, is that defensively he's very sound. He's got a great build on him. He's strong. He's physical. He's pretty aggressive, and I think that's what gives him a lot of confidence putting him in there. There's no better opportunity for a young man to get out there and mark up on someone like Latrell Mitchell. It's a big job, huge job. There's probably no bigger job in the game opposing him at centre.